Okay, welcome to another video. This is Attorney Elmer Lucero. Ngayon naman mag-react tayo sa nangyaring Quad Committee hearing on AG case and Pogos. No? This hearing was conducted by the House of Representatives. So, hiramin natin yung video from the Inquirer.net YouTube channel. But let's go directly to the portion where Attorney Harry Roque is being interpellated by Congresswoman Jinky Luistro. Kung mapapansin nyo, no, parang ang ginagawa ni Congresswoman Jinky Luistro dito ay cross-examining a witness in court. No? Kung mapapansin nyo rin, no, parang alam na alam ni Attorney Jinky or ni Congresswoman Jinky Luistro yung kanyang ginagawa because I believe, no, Congresswoman Luistro is also a lawyer. So, simulan natin.
First to interpellate is Congresswoman Jinky Luistro. Congresswoman Luistro, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. With all due respect to Attorney Harry Roque. Attorney, for the record, kayo po ba ay may pamilya?
Meron po.
Maari niyo po bang banggitin ang pangalan ng inyong asawa?
Si Myla Roque po.
And I understand, Attorney Harry Roque, that your wife, Myla Roque, is likewise a government employee. Do you confirm?
Former. She no longer is.
She used to be a government employee.
Yeah.
You know, remember, no? Attorney Harry Roque confirmed that his wife was a former government employee. No, he confirmed the question of Congresswoman Luistro. But obserbahan nyo kung ano yung kanyang sagot. Kung ano yung gagawin niya dito ni Attorney Harry Roque.
Yes, ma'am.
May we be enlightened, Attorney Roque? Saan po ba siya nagtrabaho before?
Well, let me correct, ma'am, your statement that she was a government employee.
See? Let me correct your statement that she was a government employee. So, actually, siya naman yung nag-confirm na government employee yung kanyang misis. Hindi naman si Congresswoman Luistro. So, sino yung i-correct niya? Dapat i-correct niya yung sarili niya. Or at least sinabi niya, let me correct my statement, no? Or my confirmation. Hindi yung let me correct your statement that she was a government official or government employee, referring to Congresswoman Jinky Luistro. Medyo mali lang yung pagkakaintindi siguro dito ni Attorney Harry Roque or yung pagkakasabi niya. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt.
She was not, because she was a private representative to the Board of Trustees of the Pag-ibig Fund. And her category as a private sector representative did not make her a government employee. As in fact, she was not covered by GSIS, and there's even an issue on whether or not the private sector representative should even file a SALN.
Nevertheless, Attorney Roque, as private representative of Pag-ibig Board of Trustee, what benefits or allowances does she receive?
She gets per diem per hearing.
Okay, per diem per hearing means wala talaga siyang monthly salary, no, or fixed income or fixed monthly income or salary from the government. So binabayaran lang si Mrs. Roque, no, being a private sector representative of the Pag-ibig Fund kapag mayroong meeting yung Board of Trustees. Kaya per diem. Okay, let's proceed.
Per diem per hearing.
Per meeting, I should
Per
say.
meeting.
Your Honor. Yes,
And
Your
may
Honor.
we be enlightened, kailan po ba siya na-appoint as private representative dito sa Pag-ibig Board of Trustees?
If I'm not mistaken, it was around 2017.
2017?
If
And
I'm not mistaken po.
When did it end, Attorney Roque?
It ended, if I'm not mistaken, 2022 or 23, Your Honor. I cannot remember
2022
exactly.
and 2023. And you will agree with me that during the time of the appointment of your wife as private representative of Pag-ibig Board of Trustee, the president was then President Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Yes, Your Honor, Madam, Mr. Chair.
How about you, Attorney Roque? Did you get any government appointment during those time?
I was a member of the 17th Congress from June of 2016 until November of 2017. From November of 2017 until October of 2018, I was presidential spokesperson, and I became presidential spokesperson again from April 2020 until November of 2021.
May we know, Attorney Roque, let's go back to your wife. Magkano po ba yung tinatanggap niyang per diem per meeting?
Hindi ko po talaga alam kasi hindi namin pinag-uusapan yan, but it was a very modest sum.
Okay, so hindi niya daw alam kung magkano yung natatanggap ni Mrs. Na per diem per meeting. Kasi hindi raw nila pinag-uusapan, but it is a modest sum. Ibig sabihin malaki. Modest. No? Modest sum. Anyway, no, for the House of Representatives or for the House Quad Committee, no, to get that information, they have to ask, or pwede naman nilang ipasabina yung record, no, ng Pag-ibig Fund as to the compensation or remuneration being paid to Mrs. Roque. Kung hindi naman nila makuha yung information kay Attorney Harry Roque. Or pwede na lang ipatawag si Mrs. Roque to appear before the House Quad Committee. No, kung talagang gusto nilang malaman yung compensation or remuneration that she received as a private sector representative of the Pag-ibig Fund. Sige, tuloy natin.
And with reference to your engagement in the government, 2017 Congress, may we know how much your salary is as member of the House?
Tinatanong niya kung magkano yung kanyang kinikita while he was a member of the House of Representatives and as a spokesperson, no, of the Duterte administration. Tingnan niya yung sagot niya.
During that time?
I do not recall, but
Ito, no, I do not recall. Tapos meron naman din siyang isasagot. So, why say na I do not recall kung mayroon ka namang maalala or at least mayroon kang reference as to the bracket of your compensation during the time that you were a congressman and during the time that you were a spokesperson of the Duterte administration. And isipin pa natin, no, yung kanyang sweldo as a member of the House of Representatives and yung kanyang sweldo as a spokesperson of the Duterte administration, parehas lang ng salary grade, which he also confirmed. Tapos I do not recall, no? Kakatawa si Attorney Harry Roque. Tuloy natin.
I still have colleagues from the 17th Congress here. So I think it was, I cannot remember the exact amount, but it was, I don't know, maybe 200, 300,000. I do not, 200,000 po, no? 200,000 a month.
And you likewise mentioned about your appointment as the presidential spokesperson. Is that correct?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Can you please enlighten us how much was your salary as presidential spokesperson?
Almost the same because it was the same salary grade as a
Yeah, di ba? So, he also confirmed na yung kanyang salary grade as a presidential spokesperson and his salary during the time when he was still a member of the House of Representatives, parehas lang yung salary grade. So, why answer it that I do not recall? Diba? Anyway, let's give him pa rin the benefit of the doubt. Baka wrong choice of words lang. Tuloy natin.
Congressman.
I understand as well, Attorney Roque, that you have children.
Yes, Your Honor.
May we know the names of your children?
The first one is Bianca Jacinta, and the second one is Harrison Jacob.
No, from the question referring to the names of the children, itong si Congresswoman Jinky Luistro, from the names of the children, napunta yan dun sa establishment or Biancham Holding Corporation. No? Pinagdikit niya yung personal circumstances sa pagkakabuo ng korporasyon. No, that's how tricky yung line of questioning or yung question regarding sa Biancham Corporation. No, kung paano niyang idinikit yung pangalan ng mga ni Congresswoman Jinky Luistro, yung pangalan ng mga anak ni Harry Roque sa pagkakabuo ng Biancham Holding Corporation. No? Very tricky. Tuloy natin.
Bianca and Harrison. Does these names of your children have any connection with Biancham?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Biancham Holdings and Trading. You confirm?
Yes, Madam Mr. Chair.
And can you please enlighten us? When was this holding company incorporated, Attorney Roque?
As early as 2015, before there was Pogo, I believe, it was already
2015.
founded. Yes, Your Honor.
And during that time, can you please enlighten us, sino po ba ang mga incorporators? First incorporators of Biancham Holdings and Trading.
That's myself, my wife, my then law partner Joel Butuyan, Eileen Garcia, and one of my staff lawyers who has since passed, Jarmay Garcia.
Can you enlighten us further? Gaano ho ba kalaki ang inyong ownership dito sa Biancham Holdings and Trading, Attorney Roque?
It differed over the years, Mr. Chair, because it started as a small company. It was amended once. And,
Mr. Chair, can we please direct our resource speaker to limit his answers to the questions which are being propounded?
Okay, so yung ginawa dyan ni Congresswoman Jinky Luistro is instructing the committee chairman to only, for Attorney Harry Roque to only answer the questions being asked. No need to add ng palabok. Yun yung ibig sabihin dyan ni Congresswoman Luistro. In court, no, ginagawa din yan, no, declaring the witness as a hostile witness, and for the court to instruct the witness to answer, or for the judge to instruct the witness to answer directly the question. No, kasi may mga witnesses in court na nagpapalibot-libot doon sa question, ayaw tumbukin agad yung question or sagutin agad yung question. And that's what Attorney Congresswoman Luistro did here. No, ito yung ginawa niya. Pero nakakatawa, kaya lang hindi naman siya in-acknowledge ng chairman. Supposed to be, kapag nag-request siya na to order the resource person to limit his answer to the questions being propounded, so dapat nag-order si chairman. Kaso dito, walang order si chairman, no, si committee chairman. Tuloy natin.
If
Mr.
I may
Chair.
proceed, Mr. Chair, would you confirm, Attorney Roque, that at the time of the incorporation of Biancham Holdings and Trading, you were holding 49.96% ownership, while your wife Myla is holding 49.96% ownership? Do you confirm?
If that is what appears in records, I confirm that, Mr. Chair, but I do not have a copy of the records before me right now.
In other words, Mr. Chair, the remaining 0.8% is the ownership which are being shared by Joel Butuyan, Zarmay Garcia, and Eileen Garcia.
Actually, hindi naman 0.8%, no? Kasi ang kay Attorney Harry Roque, 49.96%. And then yung sa kanyang misis, 49.96%. So may natitirang 0.08. Hindi 0.8, 0.08. Okay, tuloy natin.
And it was mentioned earlier by our resource speaker that all these incorporators were his associates, either in Batuyan and Rael and in Center Law. Do you confirm?
I confirm that, Mr. Chair. It is a family corporation with my close associates as nominal stockholders to complete the 5 shareholders that were then required by the old corporation code. It is no longer required to have 5.
How do you describe the nature of this ownership when it is only 0.8% being shared by 3? Because, to my opinion, they are nominal if not dummy.
Tumali naman dito si Congresswoman Jinky Luistro kasi ang dami is supposed to be if you don't want to divulge your ownership sa isang company, then you will find someone or assign someone that will serve as your dummy. But here, hindi naman nila kailangan maglagay ng dummy. Because declared naman na sila Attorney Harry Roque at saka yung kanyang asawa yung majority owner ng company. So, what dummy ang sinasabi dito ni Congresswoman Jinky Luistro? There's no dummy. No? They are considered nominal shareholders. Bakit sila nominal? Kasi 0.08 nga lang yung pinaghahatian ng tatlo. And I think they were put there, yung tatlong associate na yan, because before the amendment of the corporation code, there is a requirement, for incorporators, for the number of incorporators in a corporation to have 5, at least 5 incorporators. So, yun yung purpose ng tatlong associate. 5 incorporators. And they are not dummy because they are nakikita naman sa company, sa GIS, kung sino yung talagang owner ng company. Unless, ang dummy as mentioned, no, kung ayaw mong ipakita kung sino ka, na ikaw yung true owner ng company, then maglalagay ka ng tao, no, na that would cover for you. Yun ang dummy. But this time, no, hindi naman nila kailangan ng dummy because they are identified as the true owners. No, si Harry Roque at saka yung kanyang asawa, the true owners of the company. Tuloy tayo.
Your Honor, Mr. Chair, they're not dummies. I think the correct term is they are nominal shareholder. They hold qualifying shares so that we can complete the minimum 5 members of the board and incorporators that was then required by the old corporation code.
This
no longer
representation,
required.
Mr. Chair, take notice of the answer of the resource speaker. And do you confirm as well that from 2014 to 2020, you were the president of Biancham?
If that is what the records indicate, I do not have the records before me, but I will confirm if that is what appears in the Securities and Exchange Commission. Yes.
It does, Mr. Chair. And do you confirm as well that your wife, Myla, was a member of the Board of Director of Biancham from 2014 to 2020 as well?
I confirm that, Mr. Chair, because that is the nature of the 5 incorporators and the requirement of 5 directors as well.
And do you confirm as well that as the president, a calibrated lawyer, a prominent personality in the legal circle, Of course, it is a common knowledge that yearly the company or the corporation is required to file an audited financial statement. Does our resource speaker confirm?
I confirm that, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, may I request our Secretariat to please flash in our screen the 2014 Statement of Assets and Liabilities of Biancham.
No, the 2014 Statement of Assets and Liabilities, I think yung ipa-flash dyan ay the audited financial statement of Biancham for the year 2014, and yung ipa-flash lang sa screen ay yung portion na mayroong statement and assets and liabilities. Pero yung document na yan, ang tawag dyan ay audited financial statements. Tuloy tayo.
Technical, can you please flash the SALN of Attorney Roque?
Mr. Chair, I wish to correct with all
So, hindi naman SALN. To, tama naman dito si Congresswoman Luistro. Tuloy tayo.
due respect, this is audited financial statement of Biancham and not SALN. And I am requesting that the page of assets be flashed in the screen. This is 2014.
Okay, could you please flash the audited financial statements of the company, technical? Ginagawa ba yan?
Actually, it takes time, no, before na i-flash yung portion ng audited financial statement dito. Kaya nag-proceed na dito si Congresswoman Luistro. But, no, habang nagpo-proceed siya, na-i-flash din. Tuloy tayo.
Mr. Chair, while we are waiting for the document to be shared to the public, I wish to share that the document discloses cash for 2014 of Biancham in the total amount of 125,300 pesos. And then, Mr. Chair,
Okay.
I wish to invite as well the attention of the public, especially the Quad, to the 2015 audited financial statement of Biancham. Noticeably, the cash increased from
Okay, tanong. Pwede bang i-flash publicly yung or i-post publicly ang audited financial statement ng isang company? The answer to that is yes. No? Once it is submitted, this reportorial requirement like the GIS, the General Information Sheet, the audited financial statement, once these reportorial requirement are submitted, no, these reportorial requirements are submitted by the concerned companies, no, it becomes now a public document. No, it becomes now public records. So it can be posted or disclosed to the public, no, without violating the Data Privacy Act, because it is considered now these documents, the audited financial statement and the General Information Sheet, once submitted to the Securities and Exchange Commission, these documents becomes now public documents. Kaya kapag dinisclose yan sa public or pinost ni Congresswoman Luistro for the public to see, then walang violation of the Data Privacy Act. Tuloy tayo.
125,000 from 2014 to 3,125,300 pesos in 2015. I wish to take note, Mr. Chair, 2014, and 2015 were prior to the administration of former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Having seen 2014 and 2015 assets of Biancham, kindly flash the 2018 assets of Biancham Holdings.
Could you please flash the 2018 audited financial statement of 2018?
Okay, no? So the purpose of this public exposure or disclosure of the assets or cash on hand of Biancham Corporation, gusto nilang malaman kung saan nanggaling, no, yung pera na nireflect dito sa audited financial statement. Kasi from 125,000 naging 3 million, tapos naging 67 million. Napakalaking increase. So saan galing yung pera, no, na nakuha or na nireflect ng Biancham sa kanilang audited financial statement? Yan yung dapat sagutin ni Attorney Harry Roque. No, kung hindi niya may papaliwanag kung saan galing yan, no, it will be, there is a presumption that this money is considered ill-gotten. No? So pwede siyang maging ill-gotten kapag hindi niya na ipaliwanag or galing sa illegal, no, itong pera na ito, which I think napaliwanag naman dito ni Attorney Harry Roque kung saan siya galing. Okay, tuloy tayo.
For the information of the committee, Mr. Chair, from 125,000 in 2014 to 3 million in 2015, the cash or the current assets skyrocketed in 2018 to 67,775,800 pesos. With all due respect, Attorney Roque, saan po nanggaling itong napakalaking perang ito? Please enlighten us.
Nagbenta po ang pamilya ko ng isang 1.8 hectares na lupa sa multinational village, Parañaque. We sold it to the Velarde Group. In turn, the Velarde Group swapped it to the SM Group. And our 1.8 hectares now is where the SM warehouse is located.
And can you please enlighten us, magkano po ba ang pinagbentahan nyo ng property na nabanggit ninyo?
Ang zonal valuation po, nung panahon na binenta
Mr.
namin...
Chair, we are asking about the selling price, not the zonal valuation.
Ma'am, because the selling price is the zonal valuation, it was 12,000 per square meters times...
Not at all times, Mr. Chair.
Nakikipag-debate as to what is the selling price. Nakikipag-debate si Congresswoman Luistro when she is not a party to the agreement. Diba? Ang party to the agreement, nung nakakaalam kung ano yung totoong selling price, ay si Attorney Harry Roque. Diba? So, why debate on the selling price? You should just have waited, Congresswoman Luistro, kung ano yung kanyang sagot. Kasi although tama naman na hindi naman lahat ng sale of real property ay nagbabase yung selling price sa zonal valuation of the property. Oo, tama yon. But hindi, ang naging basis nga ng selling price ng property nila Attorney Harry Roque ay yung zonal value ng property. So why do you dispute as to the amount of the selling price? So pwedeng yun naman talaga yung selling price, yung zonal value. So kung magkano yung zonal value, so ita-times mo lang as to the area o lot area na binenta. Diba? 1.6 hectares ba yung sabi? So, ita-times mo lang yun sa zonal value ng property, and that would result to the amount or the selling price, which pinaliwanag rin ni Attorney Harry Roque dito. Okay, tuloy tayo.
No,
Zonal valuation is not always the selling price of the property, and that is a common knowledge. Please enlighten the Quad. How much was the selling price of your property, which was the source of your 67,775,800 pesos cash of Biancham in 2018?
I do not remember the exact amount, but it is roughly for the 1.8 hectares, 216 million, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chair, in line with the answer of the resource speaker, I respectfully move that we be provided with a copy of the sale document, the deed of sale of the property that was mentioned by our resource speaker. Mr. Chair,
Mr. Chair, may I manifest that I have a power...
And regarding sa manifestation naman ni Attorney Harry Roque, now, before you talk in a committee hearing, you should first be recognized by the chair. Otherwise, magiging magulo yung flow ng discussion or nung hearing kung magsasabay-sabay magsalita and without being recognized. So, dapat hintayin ni Attorney Roque na siya ay ma-recognize before siya mag-manifest. Diba? So, some of the members of the Quad were being annoyed by this actuations of Attorney Harry Roque kasi nagsasalita siya without first being recognized by the chair. Okay, tuloy tayo.
PowerPoint presentation that I intended to use, and I precisely included in that PowerPoint presentation the deed of sale, Your Honor, of this property of 1.8 hectares in Multinational Village, Parañaque.
Mr. Chair, that will depend on the Quad if he will be allowed to make his presentation, Mr. Chair. If I may proceed, Mr. Chair?
Yes, please proceed, and we will decide on that request by the resource persons at the appropriate time. Please proceed.
I understand as well that in view of your appointment as presidential spokesperson, you are likewise bound by Republic Act number 6713. That is the Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards for Public Officials and Employees. May I ask our resource speaker, ito po bang 67,775,800 pesos? Did you disclose this in your statement of asset and liabilities and net worth?
I remember I declared cash of 60 million, Mr. Chair, in my SALN.
What explains the disparity? Why not declare the 67 million instead of 60 million cash only?
Okay, so nagiging mainit yung discussion. Kasi now, dahil kayang ipaliwanag ni Attorney Harry Roque kung saan galing yung 67 million na increase doon sa audited financial statement ng Biancham for 2018. Ngayon titirahin naman siya sa non-reporting of the cash equivalent amount as stated in the audited financial statement. Bakit hindi niya yun ni-report sa kanyang Statement of Assets and Liabilities and Net Worth or SALN na laging sinasubmit, required isubmit ng mga government officials and employees. So, yung aspect naman ng non-compliance with the Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards for Government Officials and Employees, doon naman siya titirahin. Kasi hindi niya na-reflect yung amount, the same amount ng 67 million sa audited financial statement ng Biancham doon sa Statement of Assets and Liabilities and Net Worth or SALN ni Attorney Harry Roque. Tuloy tayo.
Because I did not have 67 million in cash at that point in time, Mr. Chairman. I had other assets, but the cash was 60 million at the time when I last filed my SALN as presidential spokesperson, Mr. Chair.
Nonetheless, Mr. Chair, the document reflects the amount of 67,775,800 pesos. This is contained in the 2018 audited financial statement of Biancham as of 2018. And if I may share, Mr. Chair, Section 2, Rule 130 of the Rules of Court, documentary evidence. Documents as evidence
Again, binabasa dito ni Congressman Luistro yung provisions ng Rules of Court. No, Rules of Court. So, ito yung mga rules na pwede mong gamitin when you are trying a case in court. So, kaya nga Rules of Court siya. Ngayon, yung kanyang binabasa dyan ay yung definition ng documentary evidence. So, it is as if na nagsasubmit si Congresswoman Jinky Luistro ng evidence dahil sa conflict or non-reporting of all the, kumbaga hindi parehas yung hindi nagtali yung audited financial statement ng Biancham, particular to the cash on hand, at yung SALN ni Attorney Harry Roque. So, tinitira siya ng non-compliance with the Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards for Government Officials and Employees. Tapos, sinasubmit niya yung document na yun na mayroong non-compliance with the law. Si Attorney Harry Roque. Tuloy tayo.
consist of writings, recordings, photographs, or any material containing letters, words, sounds, numbers, figures, symbols, or their equivalent, or other modes of written expression offered as proof of their contents. Photographs include still pictures, drawings, stored images, X-ray films, motion pictures, or videos. This representation, Mr. Chair, wish to manifest that we are establishing the amount contained in the audited financial statement, which has disparity to the amount that was disclosed as represented by the resource speaker in his SALN for 2018.
Okay, evidence 101, no? Kung mapapansin nyo, binasa niya yung definition ng documentary evidence, no? Sinama niya diyan yung videos, still pictures, no, as documentary evidence, pati yung film ng X-ray, no? Those are documentary evidence. So yung notion na documentary evidence is only pertains to papers, tapos kung ano yung nakasulat dun sa paper, no, yun ay documentary evidence. That's not the case here, no? Pati yung videos, motion pictures, X-ray films, okay, yun ay documentary evidence din, because they are proof. Kasi ang ino-offer mo as evidence sa court, no, with regards to documentary evidence, ay yung content thereof, yun yung ino-offer mo, kaya siya nagiging documentary evidence, no? So hindi lang applicable ang documentary evidence sa papel na may sulat. Applicable din siya, tinatawag din nating documentary evidence, yung mga videos and photos, no, or pictures, still pictures, no? Tuloy tayo.
Mr. Chair, if I may continue. For the information of the Filipino people, I wish to share Section 8, Republic Act Number 6713. This is the Code of Conduct of Ethical Standards for Public Officials and Employees. It states that the public official statement of assets and liabilities, or SALN, includes, among others, all other assets such as investments, cash on hand, or in banks, stocks, bonds, and the like. And I maintain, Mr. Chair, whatever is reflected in the audited financial statement should have been declared in exact amount in the SALN of the resource speaker. If I may continue, Mr. Chair, Republic Act number 3019, Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act, Section 7, Statement of Assets and Liabilities. Every public officer within 30 days after the approval of this act, or after assuming office, or within the month of January of every other year thereafter, as well as upon the expiration of his term of office, or upon his resignation or separation from office, shall prepare and file with the office of the corresponding department head, or in the case of head of department or chief of an independent office, with the office of the president, or in the case of members of the Congress and the officials and employees thereof, with the office of the secretary of the corresponding house, a true, detailed, and sworn statement of assets and liabilities, including a statement of the amounts and sources of his income, the amounts of his personal and family expenses, and the amount of income taxes paid for the next preceding calendar year, provided that public officers assuming office less than 2 months before the end of the calendar year may file these statements in the following months of January. Given these legal provisions, Mr. Chair, both 3019 and 6713, may we ask the resource speaker, did you strictly comply with the requirements of these laws?
Mr. Chair, to the best of my abilities, yes, because my last net worth that I declared was 124 million pesos.
In line with that, Mr. Chair, I respectfully move that we direct the resource speaker to submit his SALN from 2016 until 2022 as described and required by Section 7 of the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act, Mr. Chair. So moved.
Please, Attorney Roque, submit your SALN since 2016 to 2022.
Your Honors, may I manifest that I will do even more than that. I have asked the House of Representatives to submit my SALN even when I was working as a working law student in this honorable chamber.
Mr.
I
Chair,
worked
may
here
we direct
so
our resource
way back, Your
speaker
Honor, 1988.
to just answer
I'm
the
preparing
question?
everything on my SALN.
Mr.
Your
Chairman.
Honor.
Attorney Roque,
Mr.
please
Chairman.
answer the question of...
I will comply, Your Honor, and will even submit earlier SALNs which are filed with the House of Representatives.
Congresswoman
Mr.
Ministro.
Mr. Chairman,
Chairman, perhaps.
Mr. Chairman, let me remind our former colleague, Attorney Harry Roque, please do not talk unless until you're recognized by the chairman.
I am so reminded, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Congresswoman
Chair.
Ministro, please proceed.
Proceeding to my second point, Mr. Chair, I wish to invite the attention of the resource speaker to the two versions of his or Biancham's General Information Sheet. And may I request the Secretariat to once again share these two documents to the public. We have one GIS. This is dated March 2, 2020. And another GIS dated October 21, 2020. If we will compare, Mr. Chair, in March 2020, you still see the name Herminio Harry L. Roque Jr., who owns 98%, and Myla Roque, who owns 21%. However, Mr. Chair, with the GIS of Biancham in October 2020. The names of Harry Roque and Myla Roque are no longer in the stockholders' information. And I wish to invite the attention of the Quadcom that a certain Percival Ortega, per October 2020 GIS, is now the owner of 99.99% ownership of Biancham Holdings.
Okay, so mayroong dalawang general information sheet which were submitted, no, for the same year. So bawal ba 'yon? Pwede po 'yan. Pwede. Okay? If the previous or the first general information sheet has been changed, no, any change kasi doon sa general information sheet should be immediately reported. So kung may bago sa iyong general information sheet, you should submit the latest general information sheet at least 5, no, within 5 days or 7 days, no, from the change. Dapat mai-submit mo na yung general information sheet. Madali lang naman yan i-submit, no, kapag mayroon kang account sa SEC. Definitely mayroon namang account sa SEC, no, yung mga companies. Kapag mayroon kang account sa SEC, you can submit it online. Kaya madali siyang i-submit. Hindi mo na kailangan pumunta pa ng SEC para i-submit siya, no, in person. Kasi kung mayroon kang account sa SEC, no, on SEC online, you can just scan it and submit it to SEC. Ganun lang siya kadali. So hindi po bawal na mag-submit ka ng amended general information sheet kasi any changes to the previous general information sheet, as I repeat, no, should be reported immediately to SEC. Okay? Tuloy natin.
Can we request the resource speaker to enlighten us on this?
Yes, Mr. Chair. We invested proceeds from the sale of our Parañaque property, the 1.8 hectares, into a real estate project in Bataan, in a corporation known as First Bataan. Now, in that investment, bulk of the cash that we used belonged to an old maid aunt who was living with me, who was also my ward. It was with her consent, although I was officially appointed her guardian, because she believed that when we sold the 1.8 hectares in Parañaque, we should buy land elsewhere because that is what my grandfather specifically instructed her. So bulk of what we used to purchase the land in Bataan came from my aunt, her share in the sale of the 1.8 hectares in Parañaque, whereas my siblings and I invested our proceeds from our share from our mother's side in the same project. Now, at that time, we had to reflect more or less the true ownership of the property because my aunt would want that already. No? So what we did was we hired one of my friends, one of my lawyer friends who knew everyone, who knew my aunt, who was a retired judge, who knew my brothers and sisters, who knew me, to act as trustee because we were in the process of allocating the correct amount of shares for everyone. Because what happened was when the Parañaque sale happened, two of my siblings did not join us in the investment. So we had to reflect, we have to put it first in the name of a lawyer in trust as we arrange eventually how the property will be divided amongst us. No? Unfortunately, my aunt has since died and we are now in the process of settling her estate. And so Attorney Ortega stands as trustee representing the estate of my aunt. And that is why there had to be a reorganization which will also have to await final resolution upon approval of my aunt's estate, which is actually judicial because my aunt left a will.
Mr. Chair, I wish to invite the attention of our resource speaker to these two documents, notwithstanding the fact that there was a trust agreement between Percival Ortega and attorney Harry Roque, notwithstanding the fact about the agreement among the family. May I know what mode of transfer was used for the spouses Roque to be able to transfer it to the name of Percival Ortega?
In the form of a trust, all of us executed trust agreements to Percival Ortega because he will be eventually the one to divide amongst us the property, also pursuant to what the judgment of the estate court will adjudge.
May
Okay, so there's a trust agreement between Percival Ortega and Attorney Harry Roque. Or kasama na natin yung wife din ni Attorney Harry Roque. Okay, so yung kanilang ownership, no, ay ipinagkatiwala muna nila, no, kay Percival Ortega. No, yung transfer of ownership is through a trust. So hindi naman talaga siya totally na transfer. So kaya tinatanong dito siguro ni Congresswoman Luistro kung ano yung mode of transfer kasi mayroon siyang tax implication. No, mayroon siyang tax implication. Kapag nag-transfer ka kasi ng shares mo, no, may tax implication yung pagta-transfer. And ina-assume nila since mayroong transfer, nagbayad ba ng proper taxes, no, si Attorney Harry Roque with regards to the transfer. And nasagot naman ni Attorney Harry Roque yan, no, kasi yung transfer of the stocks or the shares is not subject to income tax. Subject siya for final tax. Okay? Kaya hindi ko alam kung ano yung purpose, no? Definitely may purpose naman talaga, no, para idiin si Attorney Harry Roque, pero a simple search lang naman, no, malalaman naman kung may tax implication. Since it is a trust, before mag-apply yung income tax, no, just to remind, no, just a review, no, kaya ka nagkakaroon ng income tax because there is an income. Ano ba yung income? Flow of wealth into the hands of the taxpayer. So if there is a trust with concerning the transfer of shares from one person to another, no, walang income na napunta doon sa seller or doon kay Attorney Harry Roque. So anong i-report niyang income? It is only a trust. Walang sale na nangyari. No? So walang consideration. So again, no, para magkaroon ng income tax, there must be a flow of wealth into the hands of the taxpayer. In this particular transaction, no, yung trust agreement between Harry Roque, the spouses Roque and Percival, walang income na pinag-uusapan. So there is no need to submit or hindi yan magre-reflect sa income tax return ni Attorney Harry Roque. Okay? Tuloy tayo.
we direct the resource speaker, Mr. Chair, that we be furnished with a copy of this trust agreement?
Yun. Isa pa yan, no? Nagre-request sila ng copy ng trust agreement, which is, I believe, no, is no longer necessary or relevant or material to the issue as to whether or not yung money, 67 million, is sourced from legitimate or illegitimate sources. Yun ang issue, no? Bakit biglang lumaki yung pera, no, from 125,000 noong 2014, noong 2015 naging 3,125,000, Tapos ng 2018, naging 67 million. Yun dapat yung issue. Saan nang galing yung amount na 67 million? Sa legitimate source ba? Or sa illegitimate source? Ngayon, magsasubmit si Attorney Harry Roque ng deed of sale, proving na yung 67 million na cash as reflected in the audited financial statement of Biancham came from legitimate sources. So anong kinalaman ng trust agreement? It's no longer material sa trust agreement. No? Or the trust agreement is no longer material to the facts and issue, which is galing ba sa illegal or legitimate sources yung 67 million. Diba? Yun ang pinaka-issue eh. So, why request something? Nag-quote ka na. Nag-quote na siya ng rules of court. Pero under the rules, the evidence to be admitted in court, it must be relevant and competent. Ano ibig sabihin ng relevant? It must be material to the facts in issue. It must be competent. It must be obtained through legal means. Kaya competent. So, relevant ba yung trust agreement? Hindi na siya relevant or material, no, to the facts and issue. So, why request? So, no, very very anong tawag natin dito? Suspicious, no? Yung ginagawa ni Congresswoman Luistro. Okay, tuloy tayo.
Mr. Chair, with all due respects, this is a legislative inquiry on POGOs, and I think it has become too personal already.
Mr. Chair?
I will submit a copy of the deed of sale of the property to show that the money that we used to acquire the property in Bataan was legitimately sourced and did not come from POGOs. But I think family matters should be left alone already, especially since, as I said, there's also settlement of estate in process. No, I just would like to raise the issue of materiality. I answered questions on source of funds to prove it did not come from POGO, because we sold 1.8 hectares which is a commercial property in Multinational Village, Parañaque, which I felt was material to this inquiry. But to inquire now even on family trust affairs, I think it's too much already. I think I have shared what the committee should know, that we had funds to acquire the land and legitimately sourced through a sale transaction which is duly documented, and I will submit a copy of the said document, including also a copy of the zone evaluation in the area to indicate at least minimum price by which we sold the 1.8 hectares. With all due respects, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair?
Does the movement
With all due respect to
required-
the resource speaker, but I insist that we provided with the mode or the instrument that was used in the transfer of the shareholdings from spouses Roque to Attorney Percival Ortega. I wish to go back to our previous committee hearings, Mr. Chair. We have established a number of circumstantial evidence already, which, when taken together, will lead to one reasonable conclusion that our resource speaker has connection to Lucky South 99. At first, I was surprised by the sudden increase of the assets of Biancham that is coming from 125,000 to 3 million, and then in 2018 to 67 million. And now, Mr. Chair, we have seen a sudden change in the name of the shareholder or the stockholder of Biancham formerly from Spouses Roque and now to Attorney Percival Ortega. I wish to rule out, to verify, ito po bang mga movement ng pera na ito? After all, he is the one who mentioned na hindi ito galing sa Pogo. Let the Quad verify.
Isa lang question dyan eh. Is there really movement of money? I think yung movement of ownership. There is movement of ownership of shares of Biancham, but not money. Kasi kung movement of money, from one bank account, no, from the bank account of Attorney Spouses Roque, kung mayroon man silang bank accounts, no, joint bank accounts, and then transfer nila yung money to the bank account of Attorney Percival Ortega, that would be movement of money. But here, ownership or shares, no, shares lang yung may movement, yung ownership doon sa shares, walang money na nag-move. So saan galing yung movement of money, diba? Tuloy natin.
Kung saan nga nanggaling ang mga perang ito, Mr. Chair?
Yung mga pera nga na 67 million galing sa deed of sale or sale of real property of the relatives or the family of Attorney Roque. Doon siya galing. Ngayon, kapag nasubmit niya yung deed of sale copy, authenticated copy of the deed of sale, then that settles the issue kung saan galing yung 67 million. Diba? Tuloy natin.
Attorney Roque, the Congresswoman Luistro has stated the reason why the document that she is asking from your end is necessary in the investigation that the Quadcom is conducting. With respect, of course, to the funds that are in question, the committee should be convinced, following the questions raised by Congresswoman Luistro, the committee must be convinced that indeed the proceeds of the sale of your property is the one that is now being reflected as the assets of the Biancham Corporation. So I would ask our resource persons to please comply with the request of Congresswoman Jinky Luistro.
I will comply, Mr. Chair, but may I be allowed to say that I differ with the good Congresswoman's conclusion that circumstantial evidence have linked me with Pogo. I assert that my relationship with Sandra Ong was a professional relationship, and I think the deed of sale over 1.8 hectares of land will prove where we sourced the funds to buy the Bataan property. Thank you, Mr.
The
Chair.
manifestation of our resource persons is noted.
Mr. Chair,
Please proceed,
Mr. Chair.
Congresswoman.
should, may-
Is this related to
yes,
with the indulgence of
please, with
Congresswoman
the indulgence
Luistro?
of Congresswoman Luistro.
Chairman Abante, you're
Should
recognized.
she make a motion to that, Mr. Chair, in effect?
I already moved, Mr. Chair, that he be directed to submit to us the copy of the mode of transfer if that is indeed a trust agreement.
Yes, Congressman Abante, the resource persons has stated that he will comply with the request of the Quadcom.
As resource speaker said, he will comply. I second the motion.
Thank you. So please proceed, Congresswoman Luistro.
Mr. Chair, I just want to share to the public that the other and common modes of transfer of these shareholdings are by way of sale or assignment. And if these are the cases or the modes which were adopted by Biancham, I believe that there is an obligation to pay the necessary taxes for the transfer.
See? No? Pumunta na siya doon sa non-payment of taxes if the transaction of the transfer of share was through sale or assignment. no? Nandoon na siya sa non-payment of taxes or the liability, tax liabilities of the transaction. So kung hindi nagbayad ng tax liabilities, no, yung obligation to pay tax, meron pang violations of the National Internal Revenue Code si Attorney Roque. So inahanap niya rin yung angulo na yon, no? So ay tuloy natin.
I wish to read, Mr. Chair, Section 254 and 255 of the Tax Code as amended. The state can file a criminal case for tax evasion against any taxpayer who willfully attempts in any manner to evade or defeat payment of any tax imposed by the tax code. Given this legal provision, Mr. Chair, I wish to move, or may I move as well, that we direct the resource speaker to submit his income tax return for 2018 declared in 2019. Mr. Chair, so moved.
There is a motion that the resource person submit a copy of his income tax return for the period 2018.
The supposed income was generated 2018, but I believe, Mr. Chair, that by practice it will be disclosed by 2019 income tax return, filed in 2019.
There is a motion, as clearly stated by Congresswoman Jinky Luistro, to require the resource person to submit income tax return on the period covered. Is there
Mr. Chair?
a second?
Mr. Chair, may I inquire? Because the sale of real estate...
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Congressman Akop.
I think we have a motion to settle
Okay.
before this resource person can speak.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, we will first dispose of the motion and then we will allow Attorney Harry Roque to speak. So there is a motion clearly stated earlier by Congresswoman Jinky Luistro, duly seconded. Are there any objections? Hearing none, the motion is carried. The resource person is required to submit to the committee the documents being asked by Congresswoman Jinky Luistro. Now, Attorney Harry Roque, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to manifest that as far as the sale of the real estate is concerned, it will not be reflected in my income tax because it is subject to final tax. So I will submit the final tax paid for the transaction, Mr. Chair, because at this point, my income tax will be irrelevant to the increase of my assets because it was by reason of sale of real estate subject to final tax. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Attorney Harry Roque. Does that satisfy?
This representation takes note of his manifestation, but this representation maintains as well the submission of the ITR declared in 2019.
Okay, so the resource person has learned that the requirement of Congresswoman Luistro is the income tax return of 2020. Okay, thank you.
No further question for the moment, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's the end of the interpellation of Congresswoman Jinky Luistro. So kung napapansin nyo, no, she is really gathering or in a fishing expedition, no, so to speak. Fishing expedition. So mayroon siyang hinahabol na violation of the code of conduct or and ethical standards for public officials and employees, no, kasi of non-reporting of the hindi accurate yung reporting na ginawa niya sa kanyang statement of assets and liabilities and net worth. Okay, and then mayroon din siyang non-payment of income tax because of the transfer. And all of which, no, came into, and all these issues, particularly yung issue ng saan galing yung 67 million na sa audited financial statement ng Biancham. Is it legitimately sourced or from illegal sources? So yun yung issue. And in this 3 questions, no, kung legitimate source ba yan, yung 67 million, mayroon bang violation ng Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards for Public Officials, mayroon bang violation ng National Internal Revenue Code, no? So yan yung mga questions na dapat masagot, no, ni Attorney Harry Roque through the submission of documentary evidence. Yung sale, yung deed of sale, okay, yung deed of sale, and then yung kanyang income tax return, at saka yung payment ng final tax, no? Final tax nung sale ng real property. Okay, so that's the end of my reaction to this House Quad Committee hearing on AG case and POGOS with regards to the interpellation of Congresswoman Jinky Luistro versus Attorney Harry Roque. Hanggang sa susunod, maraming salamat.